Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, and I'll be discussing the aspects companies need to consider in order to know how to best respond to changing market trends. As we see here, there are four main pieces involved: objectives, resources, opportunities, and capabilities. These areas work together to achieve the main goal of any business: sustainable profit and growth. Now we'll dive into each one of these, and you'll be able to see the part that each one plays. First, we'll talk about objectives or aims. Now, there are many objectives such as short-term versus long-term profits, market share growth, cash flow, technological leadership or service leadership, but we'll be focusing on the two most common marketing aims, which are customer equity and brand equity. Now, customer equity is essentially the potential future revenue that can be generated by a new customer over that customer's lifetime. If long-term growth is indeed the goal of a company, they should be targeting the right customers. If they can procure these high equity customers, the potential ROI on the cost of acquiring that customer is significantly greater. So a company with high customer equity will be valued at a much higher price than a company with low customer equity. This is where we move into brand equity. Brand equity describes the value of having a well-known brand name. If given the option of choosing between your brand of product and the same product but of a different brand, you want the customer to pick yours, and preferably even at a higher price point, because they perceive your brand as offering a more quality product and more value. This is also the avenue that brings us back to customer equity. Having the quality brand equity combined with this high customer equity puts you in the position of future growth and higher profits. Now let's move over to resources. As we consider resources, we need to understand that there are both tangible resources and intangible resources. Tangible resources refer to things such as a company's property, their buildings, machinery, and cash, while intangible resources are made up of that company's reputation, the employees, and even its culture. All of these things must be carefully managed in order to keep a company on track. Now, the third main area we'll consider is opportunities. Opportunities reference how a company deals with macro environmental trends. You may ask, what's a macro environment? Well, it's really just the major external and uncontrollable factors that can influence that company's decision making and affect its performance and strategies. These can be things such as the current economic situation, demographics, legal and political climate, social conditions, technological changes, and even the natural forces and changes that are taking place on Earth. A company needs to figure out how to strategically capitalize on all these factors to move forward in achieving their goals. Now, finally, we'll consider capabilities. Capabilities are essentially what a company does and can do. Though we might be tempted to think of capabilities as the talents of the people that are part of the company, it really is defined by what the company can do with all of its talented people. And not only that, but how it can strategically balance all of these previous areas we've talked about. They must be able to leverage all of their resources, being able to bundle or maximize them so that they can be very adaptable to the changes and opportunities they face due to this ever-changing marketplace. They must know how to analyze the market and adjust their objectives to satisfy the market's needs. A real-life illustration of this can be observed through the changes in my current employer, a technology solutions distributor, and what they're going through right now. Since the company's founding, it's been mainly a supplier-focused industry, providing a single point of contact for each of their suppliers, making the supplier experience as seamless as possible. Now, as the market has changed and shifted, however, the company has noticed that in focusing all of its attention on the suppliers, the experience for the resellers and end users has been very complex and difficult. Through significant research, the company has found that by simplifying and enriching the reseller and end user experience, profits for both the company and the suppliers will have much greater growth potential. In doing this, the company has had to completely reorganize how it's structured, shuffling its resources and modifying its objectives in order to correctly respond to the changing opportunities present in the market. Now, I hope this has been helpful in explaining how a company can respond to changing market trends and to help with your future success.